The all-new Laurel Park is beyond your expectations. Feel the anticipation.
Is this long shot?
Witness the speed. Experience the thrill.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Laurel Park for the final day of racing during the month of June and our weekend racing action Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 10 races on the Friday program, 1:10 post time today, and also Saturday and Sunday. We'll show you the racing card in just a few moments. A quick reminder about all the action coming up after the 4th of July here at Laurel Park. On Saturday, July 8th, it'll be our All-American Handicapping Challenge to celebrate the 4th of July. That is a contest for premier players. So become a premier player at the guest services booth. We have a $500 grand prize with 65% going to the first place finisher. And of course, the more entrants into the handicapping contest, the bigger the prizes on our All-American Handicapping Challenge. Our Crab Feast is on the calendar for the end of July, July 30th, Saturday. We'll have our traditional Maryland Crab Feast and much more, including chicken and pulled pork and all of the trimmings. Our Crab Feast, $60 per ticket per person on the grandstand apron on Saturday, July 30th. Fast and firm the conditions for our Friday card. Let's get right to the action. Here's the opener on Friday afternoon. Lined up. And they're off. Simonella was first away from the gate, also Deep Red, and the inside is Hollywood Preaching. They're joined by Little Stormin' on the far outside. 2.5 more, Menorah Laura. His Rose for Mine is last. Heading into the turn now, Deep Red. Deep Red bursting away from them. Deep Red from Little Stormin' a length and a half. Hollywood Preaching and Simonella. Another 4-back, Menorah Laura. His Rose for Mine is last of them all. Deep Red and Jen Miller with a 2-length lead, 2.5 furlongs on the wire. Simonella, Little Stormin' side by side for second now, and Menorah Laura tries to unwind on the far outside. Top of the stretch, they make the turn in at the 3/16, and it's Deep Red. Deep Red holding sway with a 2-length advantage. Simonella charging hard down inside from second spot, and then it's Little Stormin' and Menorah Laura down to the last 16th of a mile. Deep Red, she's gone. Deep Red by 4 lengths as they head to the wire in front of Simonella. Deep Red from Simonella, then Menorah Laura. Little Stormin' and His Robes for Mine and Hollywood Preachin'. Time 50. And they're off. Twisted Earl flashing out of there first. Twisted Earl's got the lead. Has CV Ice up on the inside, and in between horses is Fifth Business, and Aim straight to the outside, racing fourth. Dancing Loungefrom in between horses, surging up there from fifth, and Fairy Cat to the back of the pack, and it's a bang. They've got 6 lengths to make up on the speed of Twisted Earl. Twisted Earl going solo with a 2.5 length advantage. Fifth Business just second from Aim straight to the outside. Then it's Dancing Lounge, CV Ice, another 2.5 more. It's a bang is still 7 to close with 3 furlongs left to go in Fairy Cat. And last of them all is Here Comes Caddy. Midpoint on the turn. Twisted Earl still the target from Aim Straight on the chase. Fifth Business is in third. CV Ice, then Dancing Lounge. It's a Bang is 3 deep at the quarter pole, and followed by Fairy Cat down inside, still with a lot to do, and they're into the stretch. And Twisted Earl still there, put the right-handed pressure with a 5-length advantage from Aim Straight, who's hanging but drifting out their second spot. And then it's Fifth Business out of the middle of the track in third, and CV Ice with a 16th left to go. Twisted Earl. Twisted Earl's taking them all the way. Fifth Business moves to second from Aim Straight just before the wire, and then It's a Bang and CV Ice. Time 1:10.69. And they're off. Oh, breaking in the air there is Imitation off slowly. Imitation last away. Killer Kitten from the rail and Chant David Chant. Surprise Twist is up close near the inside. He's Captain Hardship settling back in the 4th spot, taking about 5 lengths from the early pace, and Shortlist is in between horses. Delarna will be out 3 deep into the turn run. Captain Hardship will now settle about 6 to 7 from the front, and Scent Calm follows that. And after that one comes Ashley's Rebel Yell and Broad Reach on the inside. Imitation after the poor beginnings, last of them all, and some 13 off that pace up ahead. So the leader going solo is Killer Kitten. Killer Kitten from Chant David Chant. Killer Kitten, 5/8 to go from Chant David Chant by a length. Surprise Twist is lurking on the inside from 3rd, and Delarna is in 4th. Then it is Shortlist who's in 5th, and Captain Hardship on the inside 6 with 6 to close, a half mile out from the wire. Then Imitation and Ashley's Rebel Yell, and they're followed by Scent Calm, and on the inside is Broad Reach. Only 7 lengths will cover them into the far turn. Killer Kitten and Carlos Quinones still there a length from Chant David Chant, has been the closest rival throughout. Delarna is in 3rd, then on the inside Surprise Twist bottled up in 4th. Shortlist is 5th with a chance 2.5 from the front, and has run at the top of the stretch with a 1/4 of a mile left to go. Captain Hardship just in behind that lead group, saving ground as they're into the stretch, and Chant David Chant punches to a narrow lead from Delarna. Surprise Twist joins in between horses, and Shortlist kicks in the clear on the far outside, a furlong left to go. Surprise Twist outside is Shortlist and Surprise Twist. Daniel Centeno, Surprise Twist from Shortlist in 2nd. Captain Hardship sailing on late. It is Surprise Twist from Shortlist, close 3rd. Delarna and Captain Hardship got going late. Then Broad Reach, and then Ashley's Rebel Yell. Trying to straighten Little Miss Jojo. Set, and they're off. Little Miss Jojo and Fergie's Lady out for speed and Code of Excellence up on the outside, and Lucky to the Max too. Down inside there is Page Twos in fifth and mid-pack. Glory Unbound is next, and Undaunted Spirit and Dear Charlotte. Fergie's Lady now going solo with a bunch. Fergie's Lady by 2.5 lengths as Little Miss Jojo's up the rail for second. Code of Excellence and Lucky to the Max is fourth out of the clear. Length and a half more. Then it's Page 2 and Glory Unbound and Undaunted Spirit and Dear Charlotte trailing. Some 8 or 9 lengths covers them as they head into the far turn. 5 ace out from the wire. Fergie's Lady, no excuses out there, has that lead by 3 lengths. Heading into the far turn run from Little Miss Jojo is working harder from second. Code of Excellence and Lucky to the Max. Page 2 on the outside, getting underway in the second flight. In behind that group is Glory Unbound. Then Undaunted Spirit and Dear Charlotte. Fergie's Lady widening the margin now to 8 lengths now with 3 furlongs left. Little Miss Jojo, then Page 2. Dear Charlotte circles the others. Then it's Glory Unbound and Lucky to the Max is next. Then Undaunted Spirit and Code of Excellence into the stretch with a 1/4 mile to run. And it's Fergie's Lady looking like a one-horse affair now. Hand-ridden with a double-digit lead now. 13-14 in front. Dear Charlotte has picked up second, and Undaunted Spirit on the outside running willingly. Less than 1/8 of a mile to go. Victor Carrasco at the 16th pole with Fergie's Lady. Fergie's Lady isolated at the end from Dear Charlotte, Undaunted Spirit, Page 2 or Little Miss Jojo got tight for that spot. Looks like Little Miss Jojo there. Time 1:39. Their finish. Lined up with a pick 6, and they're off. Credit Ready very fast away. Party Regent with that early zip, and Devon's Posse's in between horses. Spin Move broke with him, drops back a little off the pace. Here's Tiger's Bop on the outside, racing 4 deep. 5 deep is Adversary. Let Me See is 6, chasing the speed as they head into the turn. Spin Move will settle about 6 lengths from the front now. Broke with him, but dropped some 6-7 off that lead. Royal Crusader on the inside of Spin Move, followed by Irish Handcuffs and Surrey in the back of the pack. Party Regent's got plenty of heat as Adversary's there on the outside, and Credit Ready down to the inside. Tiger's Bop are followed by Spin Move, who's 5th down near that rail. Into the stretch with a 1/4 mile left to go, and it's Credit Ready on the inside, determined from Party Regent and Adversary out in the middle. Spin Move is driven from 4th, and Tiger's Bop is in 5th. Party Regent keeps on trying with Credit Ready for the final furlong, with Adversary in 3rd. Spin Move. Here's Royal Crusader splitting horses late run. Royal Crusader's flying. Royal Crusader trying to gain. Credit Ready from Royal Crusader. Photo. Royal Crusader and Credit Ready, nothing between them at the second wire. Time 101.99. line. And they're off. Over the speed limit in Franklin, and the favorite Vision of Green all the way in a line. Hush Hush Henny is now fourth and settles back, and Royal Mile now picks it up from the fourth spot. Strike and Spare just 5 lengths from the front, and last is Here We Go Joe, as Franklin is the pacemaker, tracked by Vision of Green, who's just 3/4 of a length off the leader. Franklin and Jen Miller showing the way from Vision of Green, now a little more than a length. Over the speed limit and Strike and Spare up on the inside, tugging forward in between horses. Royal Mile was fourth, is in between. Over the speed limit is back in fifth, and Hush Hush Henny racing off the inside, and trailing the field is Here We Go Joe, as they head into the far turn. So around that turn, and is Franklin still out there, but here's Royal Mile bidding up from second, and Vision of Green joining out there 3 wide. Strike and Spare in a cozy spot there from fourth. Hush Hush Henny over the speed limit, and Here We Go Joe. So with 3 furlongs left to run, it is Franklin just holding on, as Vision of Green on the outside circles up 3 deep, and Royal Mile in between horses. Strike and Spare and Hush Hush Henny, and over the speed limit, and Here We Go Joe. They're into the stretch, 1/4 of a mile of the finish. Vision of Green driving on the lead, but just narrowly from Royal Mile on the inside. They're 5 lengths clear. Strike and Spares flattened out a little bit. Out in the middle is Hush Hush Henny, just claiming third with 1/8 of a mile left to go. Vision of Green, a determined Royal Mile, roaring back on the inside of the 16th pole. Vision of Green just in front, looking for the second line. And Royal Mile, Vision of Green, Royal Mile, Vision of Green from Royal Mile. And then Hush Hush Henny. Time 1:38.7. And they're off. Juliustown from the inside, and She's Like the Wind. Here's Kitten Smitten up on the outside with early speed, too, and West Coast Bias is coming forward in between horses. In the Lee has some early speed. So into that first turn run, West Coast Bias leads it by about 3/4 of a length. In the Lee settles right off the lead in second spot, and then it's Juliustown inside in third. She's Like the Wind is in fourth. Kitten Smitten racing fifth, while 3 wide around the turn in the clear. Everything's Copa and Baltimore Beauty side by side. There's 6 lengths on the pace up ahead. And Prevailing Party racing back of the pack with Swizzle, who's last of them all. West Coast Bias, just an easy clip in the firm, going 5/8 out from In the Lee second. She's Like the Wind, Kitten Smitten is in fourth, and Juliustown is racing fifth and behind the second flight of runners. Then Baltimore Beauty's unhurried in between horses. Prevailing Party outside, and then they're followed by Swizzle, second last, and Everything's Copa trailing the field. Heading into the far turn, it's a free run up front for West Coast Bias and Fergal Lynch. They slowed it right down. Going to try to sprint on for home. 3.5 furlongs out. In the Lee is second. Then Kitten Smitten on the outside. She's Like the Wind is dropping back. And then it's back outside for Prevailing Party is improving the 4th spot. Swizzles on the far outside. Then Everything's Copa. Juliustown and Baltimore Beauty into the stretch. West Coast Bias in the Lee on the outside, trying to get by in that last furlong and a half. And Kitten Smitten is in third. They're coming past the furlong marker. And it's West Coast Bias. West Coast Bias staying on for the last 16th of a mile. Kitten Smitten trying to close on the outside within the Lee in between horses. In the Lee is surging maybe to win. In the Lee from West Coast Bias. Then Kitten Smitten and Prevailing Party and Swizzle. lined up. And they're off. OKK got away first. A Nicolola up on the inside as early foot, and Tickled Pink right there with speed on the outside, trying to be wrangled back just a little bit. Pretty slow pace at opening furlong. Here's Lady Blanco racing in the fourth spot, and With Pleasure is in between horses now in fifth. And it's Tarkia at the back of the pack, late running Shirley's Curls, and Customary Spot back there, about 10 lengths from the front, maybe 9. Actually a little close there to the pacemaker as the pace is slow. OKK. OKK shows the way on the firm going, leads Tickled Pink by 3/4 of a length. Nicolola is in third position. Lady Blanco's on the outside. With Pleasure traveling in fifth position as they make their way past the 5-ace pole. Then Shirley's Curls and Tarkia last of them all. OKK and Prado dictating terms 3/4 of a length in front from Tickled Pink in second. Lady Blanco and Nicolola is down to the rail, and With Pleasure continues in fifth. Asks for a little bit more run heading into the far turn. Then Shirley's Curls, and last is Tarkia. Into the turn run, and it's been OKK trying to take them all the way. Here's Tickled Pink quickening up on the outside, put pressure on the leader. Nicolola's in third, then Lady Blanco's dropping back, then Shirley's Curls and With Pleasure to the outside, and Tarkia trails the field. OKK trying to turn it into a sprint now with the final furlong and a half, getting away from Tickled Pink, and suddenly opens up 2.5 and now 3. Nicolola's third, Shirley's Curls trying to rally against that slow pace that has been made by OKK. OKK's over to the left lead, and here comes Nicolola, and the far outside Shirley's Curls. Shirley's Curls and Nicolola closing in on Nicolola, just nailing OKK from Shirley's Curls, who was third, then Tickled Pink in fourth, and With Pleasure fifth. Got the gate. And they're off. Fear or Be Feared is Big Air, that speed of the inside, and Determined, Big Air, Determined, and Marvista Miguel right there firing up with early foot. 2 Oyster Soup is in fourth, and Still Burnin', followed by Fear or Be Feared, who's settled middle of the pack in the 2-path. Gator Boy Rail, then it followed by Split, who's double digits from the front. A True Gentleman, then Jet Home, and the back out run is Joe's Arch round that turn, and it's Big Air showing the way from Marvista Miguel. 2 back, and Determined. Oyster Soup is fourth of the outside. Still Burning, saving ground there from fifth, and Gator Boy is sixth, and Split Fear or Be Feared. They're into the stretch a 1/4 mile from home, and it's Big Air and heavy on Toledo. Outside, Marvista Miguel charging hard. Marvista Miguel comes to even terms. At the rail, Big Air is trying to hold on. Gator Boy far outside Oyster Soup. Oyster Soup is closing now. Oyster Soup and Gator Boy. Marvista Miguel's come away with the lead of the 16th pole. Oyster Soup and Gator Boy. Oyster Soup, Gator Boy surging in the photo to win, I believe, from Marvista Miguel and Oyster Soup. And they're off with number 8. Lost the rider right at the start, Wedgwood Blue. Unseated Calais Francois, and she's right up on her feet. Number 8 lost the rider, racing to the back of the pack to the inside. Platinum Man strikes out for the early advantage, and the favorite was Zala, then Frisian Galloway third. Inside is Street Ranger, hugging that rail in fourth, and Starship Supergirls on the outside. Splitting horses now is Tootsie on a Roll, who's advanced into the 4th spot. Here's Madame Alex, who's got 7 to make up. It begins to gain some ground. Starship Supergirl now plumbing back of the pack, passed by Dominic's Pride and Foolish Romance. And again, the 8 unseated the rider at the start. Top of the stretch with a quarter of a mile to go. Here's Wazala on the outside, the Platinum Band to take that lead, and Madame Alex targets under a drive toward the center of the track, and the white cap racing in third as they straighten in, and then it's Frisian Gal in fourth. Wazala's in front, breaks away to a 2-length advantage. Madame Alex and Fergie Lynch on the outside, coming at Carrasco and Wazala just holding, but Madame Alex on the outside with one more try. Wazala, Madame Alex, Wazala trying to hold. Madame Alex surging on the outside to win and get up by just a half a head. Wazala was second, then it's a Frisian Gal third, Dominic's Pride and Platinum Band. Time 106.15. Photo in the 10th. That's a wrap for the Friday program here at Laurel Park. Join us Saturday and Sunday. Live racing action here in Maryland. And Saturday afternoon at Gulfstream Park, it's the Summit of Speed. Grade 3 General George winner Imperial Hint making a return to the races at Gulfstream Park in the Smile Sprint and the Summit of Speed. Many stakes races Saturday afternoon at Gulfstream Park. So we'll see you this weekend at Laurel, 1:10 post time here in Maryland.